Good evening, good evening, good evening, my circle of friends. I am here once again on Saturday. It is approximately 6:30 p.m. Arizona time, which is also, I believe, it's Greenwich Mean Time. And I am going to be discussing the new moon and the full moon and some other things. Normally, we start off with the numerology of the day, so that's what we'll do. Today is a 5-day, and 5 is associated with expansion. It's associated with taking the foundation and the structure and doing a variation on the structure, doing a variation on the theme. 5 is associated with the throat chakra, which allows you to speak things into existence, speak things that are not as though they are. It is associated with the color blue or aqua, and also the crystal lapis lazuli, which is what I am handling. You may have seen me handle this one before. This is the chakra that I work on for myself. And this is what I program so that it allows me to speak with insight, with wisdom, and with focus, so that my words have impact and they have the power to positively impact people's lives, their energy spaces, and that I can heal with my words. So that's why sometimes you see me handling this lapis lazuli, because this is the one that I focus on often. So in addition to speaking about the numerology number 5, we're going to talk about the moon. I've had several people inquire about it, starting from September 6th, when the new moon, the Virgo new moon, was activated. That is a time when you begin to plant seeds of intention about the things that you are looking to manifest in your life. And so on September 6th is when we had the Virgo new moon. Virgo represents the physical reality, our bodies. Virgo represents discernment. It represents the details. And during the new moon, what you would have been doing was sowing seeds of intention, focusing your attention on the things that you want to manifest 2 weeks later for the full moon. It is making the inner adjustments. It is focusing on the things that you can control, the things that are within your power. It's understanding the constraints and in the limitations of your control and your reach and your power, and focusing your attention on those things. And that is what you did for the new moon as you began to think about what you wanted to have manifest in your life in the next 2 weeks and thereafter. And so now almost 2 weeks have elapsed, and we are on the verge of the Pisces full moon. Now, Pisces is on the opposite end of the spectrum, and Pisces represents the cosmos. It represents our dreams. It represents our imagination. It represents the unconscious. It represents the heavens. It's the whole. Virgo is just a part. Virgo is the micro. Pisces is the macro. It represents the collective unconscious, the collective human unconscious, and the heavens and the cosmos. So for the full moon, as you might have deduced, you are looking for manifestation. You're looking for evidence of things that have been unseen, right? You're looking for evidence that the seeds that you sowed back on September 6th are actually coming to fruition, that they are emerging from the soil, the good soil that you planted them in, the soil of your heart. And the way that you are going to see those things manifest is you should begin to see evidence of the adjustments that you made, evidence of the prayer, evidence of the things that you've been focusing on and directing your attention to. You should begin to see evidence that those things are coming to fruition. Because what really is happening is that as you make those adjustments on the inside, as you in the Virgo new moon began to focus on the inside and make those adjustments, what happens is that for the Pisces full moon, the inner adjustments will become an outer impact. The way that you make changes in your life is not by trying to stretch the reach of your limited arms, your limited reach, and your limited control. It is not about trying to reach out and do something in your external world to make a difference. That is not the magic. That is not how it's done. You actually go on the inside and you make adjustments in your perceptions, and you make sure you're in alignment. You make sure that there's congruence between your heart and your mind, so that the things that you're wishing for, the things that you're planning systematically, pragmatically, practically, the adjustments that you're making in a rational and feasible way, that is based on rationality and practicality, and that's aligned with your life. Those adjustments that you're making, you're hoping and you're dreaming and you're believing that for the Pisces full moon, that you will begin to see evidence in your external world based on the adjustments that you made in your inner world. And that's the way it actually works. And especially for a Virgo new moon and a Pisces full moon, we know that the moon scientifically has been proven to impact women's bodies. We all are 75 to 80%, even more than that often, of water. Our bodies consist of mostly water, 75 to 80%. And so just like the moon has an impact on the tides and the oceans, because we are made up of so much water, it has a similar, if not even a more powerful impact on us. So just as the Earth's oceans and bodies of water are impacted by the moon, just like those tides are impacted, the rise and the fall, the ebb and flow, so too are we impacted by the moon. So this stuff is not just woo-woo, it's scientific. And while we do understand the extent to which the moon affects women's bodies, it's not necessarily been researched about how much it impacts men's bodies, but we know it does because we are made up of 70 to 75% water. Women a little bit more than that. So the point I'm making is that celestial bodies like the moon do have an impact on us. It's not just pseudoscience. It is science. It does impact us. There's so many things that have not been researched, have not been looked at, but are true. And a lot of truth is not necessarily derived and arrived at through scientific research. Often it is through your intuition, and often it is through a connection to the spirit where these things are revealed. And this is something I consider myself to be an extremely educated person. Those of you who know me, you know where I went to school, you know my education level. And it is in this second part of my life that I am learning more about intuition, more about the heart, and more about spirituality. And so I know these things to be true because they resonate with me, and because of my intuition, and because of meditation, and the even stronger connection I have to God than I've had ever in my life, even when I was going to church religiously. So the point I'm making here is that the adjustments that you made and the supplications that you put forward for the Virgo new moon are coming to fruition during and after the Pisces full moon that is going to be taking place on Monday. And we talked about the law of correspondence a couple of weeks ago. As above, so beneath. As within, so without. And this rings very, very true when it comes to the things that you're wishing for, the things that you're hoping for, and the way that you focus on the things that are actually in your control. The things that you have control over are the things that you should focus on. Things that you can't control, like other people's opinion, other people's actions, what other people do and say, those are not the things that you should be focusing your attention on. You should focus on what you can control. So what is it that you can control, right? What you can control is your response to those things, your reactions to those things. You can control your own mindset and your own outlook. You can engage in a daily type of regimen, whether it be a physical regimen or a spiritual regimen that's going to allow you to continue to grow and become more of a complete person, being the best person that you can be, living your best life. That is what you can control. And as we do this, the ironic and paradoxical thing is that the way you actually change the world, the way that you impact the cosmos, the way that you impact trends on a world stage, on a global stage, is by making the changes and making the adjustments on the inside. And those adjustments are to your perceptions, is to your own psychology, understanding your own trauma and understanding the things that you've experienced in your life and how they impact your decisions and your reactions to people, understanding that everything is energy and really nothing is personal, and catching yourself when you're falling into these expired types of patterns. So that is the way we actually change the world. And each of us on an individual basis, there is a composite of energy based on all of us and based on all the things that we are thinking about, all the things that we're doing, the state of our hearts, the earth, the entire global population. There are trends that we are impacting based on individually how we are seeing the world and how we are reacting to the world, whether it be politics, whether it be what's going on recently with some of the hokey pokey. And turn yourself around if you know what I mean. Our overall thoughts and our overall outlook on a composite basis is impacting the trajectory of our future, the trajectory of what's happening on Earth. And so please remember, as you begin to grow, become more enlightened, and begin to ascend through this process of understanding yourself and understanding your place in the world and how you impact the world and how the world impacts you, you are going to begin to, along with everybody else, affect the actual trajectory of events in the world. So it's so important that you take as seriously and to heart as much as possible the new moon cycle, your intentions, and really hoping for the best and believing that the good things that you have planted in your heart, the good intentions that you are planting, that they are going to come to fruition, and that you are going to affect not only your life in a beautiful, wonderful, auspicious way, but the lives of many people in the world. The collective consciousness is going to be impacted by your good intentions. And this is what is going to unfold every cycle, and especially this upcoming cycle of the Pisces full moon. So that is what I wanted to cover with you today. I'm learning not to stay with you as long as I did in the past. I want to hit you real hard with something that is going to resonate with you, that is going to help you move forward and grow, and then move on. So just to summarize, we talked about the new moon, and we talked about how the intentions that you plant the seeds of intentions that you plant, emerge and are projected out and begin to manifest during the full moon and thereafter. And that you will begin to see evidence of those seeds of intention that you planted in your external reality, based on synchronicities, based on alignment, based on your life unfolding in a way that you believed and intended that it would. And as you do this more often and your awareness grows, what will happen is that you will find that you will have fewer situations and events of friction in your life. There'll be more of a lubrication. You as a spirit, as an aura, will become more of a circle. You will move with more lubrication. Your daily meditation and your rituals of enlightenment are going to lubricate you as you move through the world. And you won't be like a square or a hexagon or instead of being able to move freely and flow like a circle, like a sphere. And you'll become more like a sphere as you meditate more and as you reflect more on how we all fit together and how we all are connected, and how your actions and your words not only impact your life, but they impact the lives of everybody. It's like the butterfly effect. Okay? So that's all I have for you. Basically, this one is called Inner Adjustments Will Impact Your Outer Reality. Take care and have a great evening.